Mabel's world. We open in the cozy yet bustling Oregon town of Beaverton. Mabel, a bright but slightly awkward college sophomore, is studying environmental science while also working part-time at her grandmother's nature shop. Through light-hearted banter, we learn she has always been fascinated with wildlife, especially beavers, which her late grandfather used to call the architects of the forest. Her grandmother's stories fuel Mabel's empathy and belief that animals have intricate lives beyond what humans see. The Discovery Lab. While volunteering at the university's Animal Sciences Department, Mabel delivers a misplaced package to a restricted access lab. Inside, she discovers advanced robotic animal bodies suspended in water tanks, surrounded by glowing data screens. Dr. Klein, the lead researcher, explains the Hoppers project, experimental tech allowing a person's consciousness to temporarily inhabit a synthetic animal to study natural behavior from the inside. Officially, it's for research. Unofficially, there are whispers of military and corporate interest. The beaver suit. Mabel notices one of the test subjects is modeled after a beaver, complete with realistic fur, tail, and whiskers. Her curiosity overrides caution. When Dr. Klein casually mentions they need volunteers, Mabel impulsively signs up, partly to connect more deeply with the animals she's loved all her life, partly out of pure adventure lust. First steps in fur. Mabel wakes up groggy, but her point of view is strange. She looks down to see fur-covered paws instead of hands. A wave of exhilaration and panic hits. Sounds are sharper, smells richer, and her sense of touch is amplified. In a comedic montage, she awkwardly learns how to walk, swim, and chew wood without swallowing bark. Into the wild. Released into a protected forest area for observation, Mabel revels in her new beaver senses, gliding through water with ease, gnawing through branches effortlessly, and feeling an odd but satisfying urge to build. Her human mind marvels at the instincts guiding her body. The bear encounter. Her joy is cut short when she witnesses a young beaver cornered by a hungry bear. In a spur-of-the-moment rescue, she distracts the bear by splashing and tail-slapping. The young beaver escapes, but the bear swipes at her, sending her tumbling into the river. This heroic act breaks the unspoken "don't interfere" rule of the pond. Meeting King George. Dragged to the Central Beaver Lodge, Mabel is brought before King George, a stout, pompous, but ultimately kind beaver who wears a crown of twigs. George is skeptical of this strange outsider, but is grateful for her bravery. Through a mix of animal body language and robotic translation tech, they manage to converse. Rules of the pond. George assigns an elder beaver to teach Mabel the community's principles. Never hoard food, protect the water flow, respect other species' territories, and above all, we rise and fall together. Mabel is amused by how bureaucratic beavers can be, but begins to understand the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Mayor Jerry's plan. Meanwhile, in the human world, Mayor Jerry, a charismatic but profit-driven local politician, announces a riverside development project promising jobs and tourism. The problem? It will drain part of the wetlands and flood the beaver pond. Mabel overhears through Dr. Klein's monitoring station that this construction is starting in 2 weeks. Mission undercover. Determined to protect the pond, Mabel uses her beaver disguise to spy on construction crews, sabotage equipment in small, non-harmful ways, and delivers secret messages to human allies via strategically placed lost notes. The tone shifts into playful spy comedy territory with sneaky music and tail-slapping mischief. Gaining allies. She earns the trust of other forest animals. Tom, a quick-talking lizard who can slip into small spaces to gather intel. Ellen, a sassy bear she initially feared, who turns out to be a misunderstood loner. A trio of hyperactive river otters who act as her comic relief backup team. Together, they form an unlikely coalition. Challenges arise. However, Mabel's interference has side effects. The bear she distracted earlier is now hunting closer to beaver lodges, causing tension. The otter's pranks accidentally scare away migrating ducks. The more she meddles, the more the pond's delicate balance is upset. forcing her to face the unintended consequences of even well-meaning actions. Personal conflict. Late one night, Mabel sits on a log staring at the moon, torn between her human duty to protect nature and the beaver community's plea to let life flow naturally. She questions whether she's helping or simply imposing human judgment on a world that doesn't need it. The emotional anchor. In a quiet flashback, we see her grandmother teaching her that to care for something is not to control it. This memory reframes Mabel's approach. Rather than fighting for the animals, she must fight with them, respecting their methods. The rally. Mabel and King George unite the animals for a coordinated defense. Beavers reinforce dams to redirect water. Otters create diversionary chaos for construction crews, and birds deliver branches and leaves for rapid repairs. Ellen the bear becomes their imposing security guard, confronting Mayor Jerry. The climax begins when Mabel, in beaver form, leads the animals in blocking machinery access. In a chaotic but comedic scene, a live TV crew films the protest, turning public opinion against the mayor. Mabel narrowly avoids being captured when workers try to catch her, assuming she's an escaped zoo animal. Revelation and rescue. With Dr. Klein's reluctant help, Mabel temporarily returns to human form and confronts Mayor Jerry in person. She delivers an impassioned plea about preserving heritage, community, and balance, backed by footage of the animals' cooperation. Jerry is rattled, especially as townsfolk rally behind her. Resolution. The development project is canceled. Instead, the mayor pivots to promoting ecotourism, branding the pond as a protected wildlife sanctuary. Mabel returns to the beaver body one last time to celebrate with her furry friends. Goodbye, beaver body. Mabel faces the bittersweet moment of leaving her animal life behind. She shares a silent, emotional goodbye with King George, Ellen, and Tom, promising she'll visit the pond in her human form. Legacy of coexistence. Back at university, Mabel spearheads a human-animal harmony program, using hopper tech responsibly for education and conservation. The film closes with her and her grandmother watching beavers play in the wild, one giving a little tail slap salute that might just be King George.